Alright guys, welcome back to the channel and to the garden. In today's video we're just going to be taking a look at one of the yucca rostratas that I've actually picked up from B&M, and we're going to go through a couple of the plants that I've added to the garden as well, show you a few new flowers and things that are out since our last video. But just to start with here, you can just see this is one of the larger yucca rostratas. These were priced at about £85 in my local B&M. They did have a couple in stock. I've chosen to go with this one. Seemed the most sort of healthy out of the ones that were there. You can just see underneath as well, got about a 4-inch trunk on this one, and I'd say it's probably around about sort of a foot diameter, so a reasonable sized plant on that side. Quite a good bargain, I would say, for this sort of size plant. Obviously we're going to take a look at the root system here, go over whether it's something you should be considering buying from B&M, but really just to start with, I think for the price of £85 for the size, we're probably looking at from the bottom of the pot to here, probably around about sort of 2 and a bit foot. And you can just see head inside here, this has got some room to grow out, so I'm quite sort of excited to see this one grow. Got a couple spots that I'm thinking of for this plant here, and I just want to show you a couple of the other plants as well towards the end of the video. But what we'll do for now, get this out the pot, go and try and put it in a couple places, figure out where exactly we're going to go, take a look at that root system, and we'll show you from there. So just coming down this way here, you can actually see just I'll show you where I think we're gonna put this one. Got some of the irises that have come out now. These are the ones that I am sort of 50-50 on. Don't really want them in the garden anymore. They were here, we had massive clumps. It does self-seed everywhere. You can just see here, this one, you can see all in flower, but again, it just looks a bit of a mess. And again, apologies on all the weeds in the garden, guys. It seems this recent rain has really sprung everything into life. Panning this way, just to show you as well, one of the celebration roses. Looks like it's getting attacked by the hops here. I'll just get that to focus. Lovely little rose on that side. And this one's been in the garden for some time now. Does kind of flower each year. You can just see got quite a few others coming out here as well. And just down here to show you, you can see hardy fuchsia. Come out nice. I do like the kind of contrast in the flowers you do get on these here. Again, a nice kind of pairing, I think, with your tropicals. And just next to that here, you can just see we've got the blazing star. This one comes out, and it's got a lot of new heads on that one here. But just coming out this way, guys, looking into the center now, you can just see here, I think the spot I'm going to be putting it is where this bamboo grass is right here. It's got kind of like a medium-sized pampas grass, this one. Now I guess the kind of decision and thought at the moment, this is quite a reasonably sized plant, quite wide. If we put the yucca in, it's going to fill up a similar size spot, but as it grows over the years, I'm going to try and get it a little closer to the shamrops here. So as the sycamensis clump comes up, you can just see there. Again, we're going to try and keep them slightly separate, as obviously, the baby leaves on the sycamensis could get sort of torn up by the rostrata. And I'll just show you the other spot I was going to put it, and we'll show you one of the new plants along the way here. So we've also got in the back here, picked this up from B&M, Jerseyia pinnata. Again, very interesting plant, and hopefully, should see some nice leaf growth on that one back here. Again, apologies on the weeds and the mess in the back here. Just coming back this way though, this was the original spot where you can see where the bracken is here. Again, I'm still 50-50 if I'm going to put it there or not. I guess this is decision time. But with that said, I think for a statement piece wise, and again, I kind of see the yucca rostrata as a bit more of a statement piece, putting it right in the center there in our main bed, which is our kind of, our kind of display bed, if you will. I've got kind of some of the more larger plants, the shamrops, the large tree fern, things like that in here. So I think with this one, guys, I think we're going to do it here. I think back there in the spot I've just walked from, it's going to be a little bit busy back there, and again, I'm not quite exactly sure. I think it might be a little bit large for that area, but what we're going to do is start digging out this bamboo grass and show you what that. So you can just see here now, if I come around, made a big mess. Yeah, bamboo grass is out now. Got a decent sized spot here. I think this was a good place to do it. I'm pretty happy with this decision. So what I'm going to do is kind of lift this area here. So we're going to get it kind of placed in, lift it up slightly, give it that good drainage. Now with the yucca rostratas, just to come back around. Oh, and just before I do, just show you the lovely xanthodecia flowers that have come out here. Really lovely plant. On a side note, they do sell these at B&M and other places as well. I think this one was £16.50 about 3-4 years ago. Perennial, comes up from the ground every year, does like a lot of moisture as well. But yeah, just to show you that, sorry for going on a tangent here, guys. Also, lots of yucca spikes coming up this year, and I will show you one that has gone into flower already. But just coming around, looking at the Yucca rostrata here. So about these plants, now these typically can take periods of drought. They're probably one of the most cold hardy yuccas that we can grow in the UK. You know, these are typically from sort of your southwestern Americas, so sort of Texas and, pardon me, Arizona, places like that. Very, very hot. So when we are planting this, one thing to bear in mind is try, if you can, full sun. Really, these can take you know, the sun, and of course, as you can see, it's a bit of a windier day today, and it should be kind of fairly wind resistant as well with these. Now, hardiness wise, these are typically down to around about sort of minus you kind of minus 15 degrees C, minus somewhere around there, quite cold, much more than we would find in the UK. If you do follow the friends of the channel, you may see guys like Tim at New York Tropical Garden, Jose Ramos, also have these. Typically they don't protect any of these sorts of things as well, and they've, I think Tim was saying he had minus 22 degrees C, no protection, absolutely fine. So for the UK guys, I think, you know, we would really struggle to get cold enough to do any sort of damage to these. You shouldn't require any sort of winter protection with these as well. But again, with these here, guys, it really isn't one that you're going to want to be watering and giving it soggy feet. It's really going to want that good drainage, you know, and that is what's going to help it get through the winter. What we'll do now, though, as I've got the kind of place ready, well, somewhat ready, I will take this out the pot now to show you the root system as well. Alright guys, so that is out the pot, and you can just see here we do actually have a reasonable root system. So I'm assuming this has been in here for quite some time. We're not sort of pot bound, but you can see it is twisting and curling around the pot here. You know, so I'm quite happy that that's had a bit of time in this pot, which means it should take off well in the ground. Just going to put it in its place there, and we'll show you kind of what that looks like as we do that. So just to show you here now, it is planted in. I think it's gone in reasonably nicely now. One thing, and again guys, I don't know, you know, it's not something you necessarily have to do, but I have trimmed off some of the lower stockage here. It was a bit bent from travel and things like that, but I think it kind of highlights and shows off this trunk a little bit more, which is kind of the, of course, the idea with these. But with that said, yeah, if your purchase doesn't have any sort of bent problems and issues, you wouldn't necessarily need to do that or anything like that. I've done it purely for aesthetics. But with that said, you can just see here, guys, the one thing about the condition of a lot of plants you get with B&M is you just see a little bit of browning here and things like that on the tips. Now, of course, with that said, that will remain brown. That's not going to kind of green back up or anything. But what we're hoping for is kind of overall look. It looks fairly happy here and in good health for, again, the size and price of this. You know, you may see from a lot of other local shops and things, or even online retailers, you can get a lot bigger, healthier specimens, but you're probably talking in the hundreds, if not near on thousands or something. But with that said, yeah, I'm fairly happy kind of where this has gone here. It has freed up the space, as you can see, with the sycamensis, so really kind of open this little area up. We can really highlight and see that banana now, which is, you know, something I love, because I love this coloration you can see underneath the back of the leaves here on the sycamensis. Again, opened up some planting space down here, which are going to figure out some kind of low-lying plants just to kind of highlight this here, just to take you around the front, and so you can see it from sort of the front side. If you look at side angle here, again, looks quite nice there, and apologies again guys, as always, on the mess. Just a never-ending job in the garden here, but as you can see now, it really does kind of open up this whole back space here, which is where the grass was before. If I slowly see if we can go in on it, and you can just see, if I come back out a little bit, sorry, too far, you know, it's really kind of filled that position quite nicely there. But just with that said, guys, yeah, let us know your thoughts, you know, on the Yucca rostrata. Would you buy one? You know, is it something that, again, you would be interested in putting in your garden if you haven't already? If you already have one, have you got it from somewhere else? What kind of prices were we looking at the time? Always interested to kind of hear this sort of stuff, so certainly put that down in the comment section below. One other one, I'll just show you very briefly just before we go. So as we come around here, we did end up picking up one of the cypress permacanthus, which I've placed into the water here, just as we come around, and you can just see it here. Again, we got that sort of directly into the water here. Should be a good little pond marginal, and I think hopefully we'll kind of fill in this area a little bit here. Not sure what I'm gonna do over winter with it yet. Kind of figure that out near the time. But just with that said, guys, yeah, of course, thanks for watching. Of course, if you haven't checked out the comments, the friends of the channel in the comment section below, certainly feel free to do so. Of course, if you're not subscribed, certainly feel free to join our amazing community. A lot more content coming out as well. And with that said, of course, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.